Our pace of living leaves us little time for leisure. Our program will give you a chance to experience the fascinating world of traveling, extreme adventures, hunting and fishing. Each week we will take you to the most beautiful places of Kazakhstan.
The autumn has come, and this means the opening of a hunting season. Thousands of avid sports hunters get their guns after a long break and make it to hunting areas in search of game. We are not an exception. At one of the weekends, our old friend, managing director of the game reserve Kuraksu, Viktor Maleev, called us to invite us to his game reserve. In the phone conversation, Viktor told us that now numerous lakes in the southern near Balkhash area are occupied by ducks that are getting ready for migration. In a short time, we decide to make a visit to the game reserve. Even if we are not lucky with the game, hunting itself is not the most important thing for us, as it is just a form of active recreation for us. It may be a good opportunity to spend time with pleasant people fishing. We decided to hit the road to our favorite places, to the Almaty region, to the southern near Balkhash area, the Kuraksu Game Reserve. We have to cover 420 kilometers of the highway. Having done 270 kilometers, we find ourselves in a regional center in Taldykurgan. As soon as we drive past the town, we meet Viktor.
Ведение охотничьего хозяйства – это очень трудоемкий процесс, можно сказать, неблагодарная работа.
Game reserve management is a hard process, hard work with little reward, I would say. Foresters and managing directors go to great length to attract hunters. They constantly develop their hunting areas and create an infrastructure for that. Over the conversation we haven't noticed, we reach a signpost saying it's the Matai village. We turn left and drive another 18 kilometers from here.
Самая главная проблема этого охотничьего хозяйства – это браконьерство. Ну, в принципе, как и во многих остальных хозяйствах.
The main problem of this game reserve, like in any other hunting area, is poaching. Here it's a local problem. It is local residents who poach here, as poachers from other regions will not come here. This area is too remote for them. They cross the quiet zone, the river shallow areas, inaccessible for the car, but possible for the horse. They bring packs of dogs with them that scare the game and make it fly in the air so that it can be shot. This is one of the serious problems today. We reached the cordon of the game reserve. Viktor built a guest house here, made a water pipe from a slit he made, and made a little farm here, a kitchen garden where he grows vegetables, and a couple of dozens of rabbits. Since last spring, this space has significantly changed. In May, half of the territory of the game reserve was underwater. Now the floodplains have got shallow, the water has gone. In the spring, fishing by any lake, which are abundant here, you are bound to catch some fish for your dinner. Now at the same place, fishing is impossible here as it's turned to a wetland area. During the first day of our visit, having traveled from one lake to another, we change our mind regarding hunting for ducks. We see there are few ducks on the lake surface. It takes one gunshot to scare the whole flock of ducks, so that they fly away to another lake. We got exhausted chasing the ducks that way. Instead, we decide to go fishing. Before it gets dark, we set our tackles with the baits aiming to catch catfish. In the spring, in one of the inflows of Aksu, we managed to catch 9 catfish. Each of them weighed about 20 kilograms. Having arrived at the riverbank, we are amazed at the level of water we see by the river. It has fallen by 3 meters. We measure the river depth with an oar. We find out that the greatest depth here is 1.5 meters. Evgeny suggests that we try our luck here and set the tackles. By a river like this, which is overgrown with canes, it is not possible to set tackles on the bank, but one can use the local material, a cane or a twit, to make a fishing rod. The water is going, and this is very noticeable. It's a pity there is no current here. In the morning we head for the river again. Sailing past the tackles, we do not even hope there is catch. We pull empty hooks from the water. But we are lucky. One of the tackles is heavy. After 1 minute resisting, our target gives up. It's a catfish that weighs about 10 kilograms. Inspired by the night catch, we collect the tackles and get ready with the floaters on our fishing rods. Victor shows us a lake where he says there are a lot of karashius, fishes, carp, wobbler, aspen and catfish. And here we are at the bend of the river. I've sent the tackles at the depth of 2 meters. The floater shows that the depth is good, even ideal. We will try to catch the fish here. The greater the depth, the bigger the fish. The lake shores are overgrown with canes, so it is only possible to approach it from one side. We take the fishing rods and go to the shore. We use a worm for a bait, favorite food not only of karashius but also of many other kinds of fish. The first cast, and we are lucky. The wobbler we catch is small, but it fuels our enthusiasm. It's a small fish, but it's pleasant to catch and pleasant to let go. It is obvious and clear that without fodder you won't catch a fish. This is also true when it comes to fishing for the karashius. It is a species that has regular, predictable habits. Fishermen consider it quite lazy. The fish won't bother searching the whole bed of lake for food, but it will be attracted to good fodder that has an attractive smell. The frequency of biting the bait will indicate that the fisherman does everything properly. The good bait will definitely attract the fish. It is always amazing to see small fish eat the bait on both hooks and get hooked on the last one. We use fodder we have prepared as a bait. In 10 minutes the fish starts biting it. It keeps biting the bait one after another, and this brings excitement and competition.
Очередной замер. Посмотрим, у кого крупнее.
Let's measure them again. Let's see who's got larger fish. How should we measure? By the weight or by the number of fish? You've got larger fish. Here is a nice one. This one is definitely good. We'll cook these karashius for the dinner. Karashius is probably one of the fishes you remember catching in your childhood. Many people associate fishing with this fish. Karashius is a hardy species that adjusts to a new environment easily. It is resilient to hard conditions and it can dwell water bodies that are impossible for other fish species. Considering the fact that the Karashias prefer still waters, we can assume that it is a settled kind of fish. But in reality, schools of Karashias constantly migrate in search of food, or these migrations may be seasonal. In the autumn, when it gets colder, it is a little more difficult to catch Karashias. Obviously, lower temperatures affect negatively on the appetite of these heat-loving fish. The colder it gets, the less you may find the fish near the riverbanks. It prefers deep river beds at this time of the year and lives on small invertebrates and their larvae. Cold water also slows all the processes in the Karashias, so there is no point in catching it in the period when the weather is cold.
Сейчас мы их сравним. Предлагаю...
We'll compare them now. Yours is smaller. I suggest that we measure the catch by the number, not by kilograms. Are you having a competition? Yes, we've been competing for a while. Let's count them by a number. Okay. Nevertheless, experienced fishermen can catch Karashias almost all the year round, even when their rivals have nothing in their tackles. This may be explained by how thin the tackles are, as well as better skills and traits experienced fishermen have. In a couple of hours we managed to catch quite a lot of fish. In our fish pond, among Karashias, we have a few quite large carps. We are satisfied with the amount of fish we've got. For the dinner, we have fried fish. In a distance, we hear a male roe deer bellowing. This reminds us of the necessity to return to the base camp. We promised Victor to help him with some of his daily routines. In the autumn, Victor prepares hay to feed wild animals in the winter time. The hay stacks have been prepared. They just need to be collected and transported.
Занимаемся заготовкой сена для подкормки.
We are now preparing hay to feed wild animals such as roe deer, wild boar. No, not for wild boar, but the roe deer will enjoy it.
Ведение охотничьего хозяйства – это в первую очередь тяжелый физический труд.
Game reserve management is hard physical labor, first of all. In order to have a result, you have to work hard. For us, city residents, this kind of work is fun, a nice change from city life. The work is simple and easy to do. The number of roe deer here is quite large, but in the autumn, in high grass and in canes, it is almost impossible to find the animal. When the first snow covers the ground, roe deer gather in groups and stick to open spaces. A year ago, when hunting in the winter during one day, we saw more than 30 deer. This number is a positive sign to us. This means that here there is no livestock and the game reserve is under foresters' protection. Two days passed by fast and it is time for us to return home. We will definitely come back here. One can commune with nature here and have a rest from the hustle of the city life. The way home is awaiting us.
Ну вот и все. Завершилась наша рыбалка.
That's all. Our fishing is over. It's been very positive. We have a wealth of positive emotions. The good catch, the good place, the good weekend. The weather is wonderful and the landscape is spectacular here. We will return here in the near future to go fishing again.